Alright, y'all, this is seriously probably all the information you need that you can share with your local, state officials to say, okay, you've lost your minds. We'll probably not say it like that, but say, okay, the data is in, there was an overreaction, but now we need to get back to get things working. Okay? Probably say it nicely like that. So this is the map of how many cases have been confirmed across the country. And we're going to go with these numbers. Okay, I know. But let's go with these numbers. Even with these numbers, this is the proverbial nail in the coffin. Okay? 1 million confirmed cases in the US, 58,000 deaths. Okay, that seems like a big number if you don't put it next to our 330 million people that live in the United States. And this essentially is a normal number that, but let's not go into that either. Let's check this map out. So they show you this map to where it looks like, holy crap, almost all these states are really bad, because the darker the red, the darker the red, the more cases. Okay? But we can't look at things like that. That's not how you do science. That's not how you do statistics. That's not how you do any of that. You have to take the populations, and then you have to actually look at what else is going on. So we've got these dark red right here, which that should cause you, okay, that makes sense. We know New York is very populated. So is Florida. So is California. So why is New York and New Jersey these little bitty places? Because it's not upstate New York. It's just right here and right here. Even if we took that, we put that in the middle of our flyover states, our breadbasket, our farmers, and it's literally a blip on the map. Put that in Texas, you're going to end up with nothing. You see what I'm saying? So let's check out these numbers. Remember this number right here, 58,700, let's just say 60,000, okay? Almost half of the numbers are from New York. But yet the entire country is shut down? When almost all of the cases, if we add up New York and New Jersey, that's half of our cases that we have. Half of the deaths that we have are from New York and New Jersey. We have 23,192 and about 7,000 right here. And Massachusetts too. We can put all these numbers together, these top three, which are all right here. Look, it's all right here. This one tiny area. Look, because it's not upstate New York. It's this area, this area, this area. So you can make like a backwards 7 or something right here. That's it. The whole entire country is closed down because of this area. Y'all know how many elderly people live in Florida? Tons. Millions. The most, more in Florida than any other population comparatively. But yet we don't have insane numbers down here. They're not taking up 50%. If this was going to be a detrimental situation for any state, it should have been Florida. Not only for their elderly population, but because of their tourism. They get something like 60 or 70 million people from all over the world every year into Orlando and Miami and all these places, okay? That's a big deal. And being that we didn't shut down anything until well after we knew about this, they were still flying in here. Flying in. So how come the numbers are still so low in Florida? Well, I'm going to play what the governor had to say in just a minute, maybe. I might do that on a separate video because of copyright. But, yeah, they want to make it look like, holy crap, Louisiana is terrible. They've got 27,000 cases. Do we? We have 27,000 positive cases. But as we know, 85% of those cases in all of these states, actually it's closer to like 95%, are mild cases. It's just like any normal flu. But we can erase all that. It does not matter. Almost all of the cases are coming from this part of the country right here. That's it. It's what, 60% are coming from just this little bitty area. We can make our speculations, but we don't need to. They can look at that. But that should not affect our farmers here in Texas, our farmers here in Louisiana. This should not be affecting the businesses down here. All these small businesses, none of these states should even be closed down at all. No state should be closed down. Let's just be real. But now we have Louisiana and Texas trying to say that starting Friday you're going to wear a mask because they're reopening. What? Our cases are essentially nothing. Why? Because it's hot outside and because we have open air. You put a mask on somebody's face, they're breathing in their own air, they're decreasing their oxygen level, compromising their immune system by wearing a mask. That is a fact. That's why they didn't say wear masks in the beginning. It wasn't because of a mask shortage. It's because they've known this forever. That's why nurses don't wear masks all day long. In surgery, yeah, they'll wear a mask in surgery because somebody's organs are open up. You see what I'm saying? It's just silly. But how come the entire country needs to be affected because of this small little area right here? Why? I mean, look how crowded California is, and they still only have 1,800 deaths. So the question they need to be asking is, what in the world is New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts doing with their patients that's making it worse? My guess would be ventilators, but that's not my job to guess. But it is, however, our local and state governments to say, okay, well, we shouldn't even be worried about these numbers. These numbers are crazy. That's not our state. If they want to shut down the states to people from New York, hey, that's their thing. Until they find out what's going on, whatever. And like all of the cases in Louisiana are right here in this small little area, New Orleans. Well, it's outside of New Orleans actually. Which I've gone through every single obituary and in Louisiana. And all of them are not, almost all of them are elderly, and they had most of them 3 comorbidities. Meaning they were likely already in the hospital. They were likely already sick. And then, especially in the beginning, they were putting these patients on ventilators. We already know that from the doctors that have been banned from YouTube for exposing that the ventilators were doing terrible things. Actually, that doctor from New York who exposed that was fired. Well, he was pulled out of the ICU. He was one of the head doctors there. He's the one that set up the ICU COVID clinic, COVID area. I still have his video on my channel. And since he did that video, they have now removed him from his position. I wonder why. But our state and local governments are really losing their minds if they think that because of what's going on in this little corner of the country that the rest of the country should be affected. It's silly. You go through the numbers. Look, Illinois, that's because of Chicago. California, look, California is one of the top states. Do you see how silly? Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, because it's confirmed cases. But the case number almost doesn't even matter, y'all. It's because they did more tests. But no matter what, let's check out my calculations here. Let's go with 60,000 deaths. Okay, and we're going to divide that by 330 million people that live in the United States. Let's see. Okay, and then you multiply that by 100. This is how many people who have died in the United States. 0.018. This is the number we've been saying since the beginning, and it hasn't changed. So tell me how random YouTubers can figure this out, but yet these top doctors can't figure this out. Our politicians can't figure out this simple math. Tell me how they are willing to ruin the entire economy. Thousands, tens of thousands of small businesses going under because of this. Suicides, 400% increase in suicides. They're estimating 800,000 suicides from this economic collapse because of this number. How is this logical? It's not. And you can't just be afraid because, oh, maybe. No, oh, maybe this is the same number that we've been showing. Well, it was like 1.17. It varied, but it never was above this. This is what it's always been. This is what we said from the beginning, just by looking at the numbers that they had been giving. 0.018. But yet we have shut down the entire country. There's no way this is about protecting your health. This is about screwing everyone and seeing how much you're going to submit to wearing masks after we've already essentially gotten through the worst of it. Oh, it was bad. Really? It was so bad, right? But yet now they're trying to make us wear masks. No, this is not about your health. This is about submission and tyranny. Plain and simple. This is all you need right here. Their own information, and you can show them, wait, this has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with this little part of the country, and they need to figure out what to do because they're obviously doing something right there. Why should this affect the rest of the country? It shouldn't. And we cannot allow it to. The numbers haven't changed. The percentage of the mortality rate, look at South Dakota, 11. 11 deaths. 15 in Montana. I mean, just silly. Silly, y'all. I mean, we look at this is the chart I made a while back using all the pneumonia-related deaths in the U.S. from the last 4 years. The blue line is the line from this year. Not even close to 2017. But yet they want us to believe that this is for our health. It's silly. We can't allow them to do this. This is crazy. I need to share this with, make your own video, something, because this is senseless. They put this big, oh, look at this scary number, but don't tell you, oh, by the way, there's 330 million people in the country and this many people die all the time. You take the number that's normal. This is essentially a normal amount for a couple of months. It's just a fact. It's actually, we've had 60,000 deaths last year in just 1 month. Yeah, they don't want to tell you about the obesity deaths and the cardiac disease deaths, because if they put those numbers against these, then it would look embarrassing. So why don't they shut down McDonald's? Oh no, McDonald's can stay open. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Wake up, people.